Welcome, everyone, to Beyond Boardroom Business. This is the podcast where I, Coach Stephanie, get to interview amazing trailblazers and leaders and people who make a difference. And tonight is just another amazing guest. So without further ado, let me just bring on Dr. Joan Cartwright. How are you this evening, ma'am?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yes, Dr. Joan Cartwright, one of the co-authors of The Power of 33. Where there's a will, there's a way. Yes, I love it. Yes. Your history is just so amazing, and I'm so thankful that I had the honor to publish this book and read about you. So without further ado, please tell us, who is Dr. Joan Cartwright?
Well, Dr. Cartwright started out in Queens, New York as a dancer at 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
And her dance teacher also taught Ben Vereen and Michael Anderson, who was Michael Jackson's choreographer. From dancing for 4 years with her, and she was a very, very, very brown person.
Mm.
I thought ballet was a Black art. I never knew it was a French art until many, many years later.
Wow.
So she made such a difference in the life. Her name was Bernice Johnson, and she was the wife of a very famous saxophonist from Kansas City by the name of Bud Johnson. Well, my parents would drop me off at their house, and Bud was my babysitter until Bernice came to pick me up.
Wow.
To take me to dancing school on Liberty Avenue in Queens. So I was 27 years old when I learned how I learned to scat, because I was a jazz singer for 40 plus years. And I never knew how I knew bebop, bebop, shout, badilly doo, dee da bow, until I was in the elevator with the two of them at a place called the Jazz Forum. And they're standing behind me, and it hit me. When I was 4, he would take me in the basement and be practicing his saxophone. So you know how children absorb. I absorbed bebop as a 4-year-old from one of the most famous saxophone players in the world, or in the United States, because that's where he was known mostly, Bud Johnson with 2 Ds. Okay. Fast forward to my 30s. One of the most famous trumpet players in the world, Freddie Hubbard, recorded a tune that I wrote called Sweet Return at Atlantic Studios in New York, right after the 1983 Cool Jazz Festival in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Well, I was there because the year before that, I had the amazing fortune to introduce Ella Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Who walked across the stage and hugged me in front of 10,000 people. So I've never been the same. I'm mentally deranged from these experiences. The following year, I was invited to introduce Patrice Rushen.
Wow.
And Freddie Hubbard led the band, the Cool Jazz All-Stars. And I was in his dressing room with a bunch of people playing Sweet Return on this white baby grand piano.
Wow.
And Freddie had known me since I was about 18 or 19 in New York. This is in Philadelphia.
Okay.
He walks over to me and he says, Joan, is that your tune? I said, yes. He said, play it again. And he said that about 25 times in that one period of time.
Yeah.
Joe Sample from Weather Report, I think, no, the Jazz Crusaders.
Okay.
Joe Sample walked into the room, standing by the piano, and Freddie walks up behind me and said, Joan, play it for Joe. So I'm playing it. He tells Joe, I'm taking her into the studio tomorrow to record it. I almost had a heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
Serious. My heart was going like that. You know, this is Freddie Hubbard. Okay. If you don't know who he is, well, Google him. So the next morning he told me before I left that evening, he says, make sure we get to New York by 3:00. Woo. Now, if anybody knows Freddie Hubbard, he's an Aries, so he's headstrong.
Yes.
I called him from 10 o'clock in the morning, which you don't do. You do not call a jazz musician before noon. But we couldn't get a plane. We weren't going to drive, so we got a train.
Okay.
I went to the hotel, got him. Just by the skin of our teeth, we got on the train. Wow. We didn't get there till 3:30. We were late. But fast forward 2 days, I'm sitting in a chair listening to 9 minutes of music that I had written.
Wow.
No words, it's instrumental. My hands are sweaty, like I gave birth to a child.
Yeah, yeah.
The producer, Ilhan Mimaroglu from Turkey, walks over to me and he says, do you mind if we make it the title tune of the album? Now I did. My heart stopped. Freddie walks over and says in my ear, be cool, Joan.
Wow.
Expecting me to be cool, right? So that began my career as a composer because I had been a dancer. I had 3 dance troupes of my own, one in Tampa, Florida, one in Broward County, Florida, on the East Coast, and one in Oakland, California. So, and I had loads of students that I taught dance to. Anyway, so now I'm a composer. They gave me a box of 25 albums. There were no CDs in 83. Right. Albums. I'm walking down the street. Alan King, the comedian, comes out of Tiffany's. And I said, here, take this. Every time I told somebody that I was a composer, particularly when I was touring Europe, and I said, did you ever hear Sweet Return by Freddie Hubbard? And they said, yeah, I think I did. I said, well, I wrote it. And then, you see the cartoon when the eyes pop out of the, yeah. So that is my claim to fame.
Yes.
That Freddie Hubbard recorded my music. Okay. I had also written a tune called Dreamin' that I dedicated to him. And it's on my first album. I made my first CD in Sicily, the island south of Italy, where I was touring with my pianist, Giovanni Mazzarino, who took me on tour for 4 years
Wow.
in Italy. He met me in Sicily, but I invited him to Switzerland, where I was living at the time,
Wow.
to work at the Montreux Palace for
Wow.
1 month. And we lived in the residence behind the palace. Now, this was the second great gig that I had, because I had a lot of gigs in Florida, but there's a hotel called the Beau Rivage Palace in Lausanne, Switzerland. And the first 5 weeks that I spent in Europe, a lady from Belgium met me just because I said hello. She became my best friend and negotiated a $6,000 contract for me to sing at the private club at the Beau Rivage Palace for 1 month. I sang 2 hours a night and I got paid $6,000 and lived in the palace. And this is where Diana Ross got married.
Oh, wow.
While I was there, I met Grace Jones in the club, and in the disco on the other side, there was nobody in there but the DJ, Prince, and 2 young women.
Wow.
I'm singing on the other side, watching them. And I looked at the DJ and I said, I go over, and a guy that looked like Jimmy Jam or the other one, not Jimmy
Jerry
Jam.
Lewis? Oh.
No. The one that's always with the Time, with the brother from the Time.
Oh my God.
Jerome.
Yes.
He looked like Jerome.
Okay.
And I think it was Jerome. And I handed him a cassette tape. Now you're going to know how old I am, because I'm old. I give him a cassette tape with 3 songs that I had recorded.
Wow.
At Philip Michael Thomas's studio in Miami.
Oh my God.
Like brother and sister, right?
Oh my God.
And he said to me one day, he says, Joan, do you have a recording? And I said, no. He said, well, call this guy at my studio. I'm giving you studio time. And I recorded 3 songs with a very famous pianist by the name of Dr. Lonnie Smith, who played organ. Now, you're too young to know all of these people, okay? But people in the world know who these people are. So we recorded these 3 songs. One of them was called Lonely Blue that I wrote.
Wow.
2 years after I handed that cassette to the Jerome lookalike, Prince put out an album, and in one of the songs, he said Lonely Blue.
Wow.
And I know he got it from me.
Do you know which song it was that he sang that in?
No clue.
I'm gonna find it. Oh my gosh.
All I know is that I heard Prince say Lonely Blue, and it was like my head was going to fall off of my neck.
I'm imagining.
Okay, so I want to stop here and say that, yes, I'm famous.
Yes.
Many, many people know me. George Clinton called me by name a week after he met me. He said, hi, Joan. I'm like, hi, George. You remember me? You know, I was cute. You know, I know I was cute. But, you know how many cute girls are on the circuit? And when George Clinton said, hi, Joan, I was like, I'm famous, okay? So another instance was for my master's. I wrote a book called A History of African American Jazz and Blues, for which I was blacklisted in Miami by 3 white bass players whom I had hired. They had never hired me because I had the nerve to say that jazz and blues is African American music.
Wow.
I never worked in Miami after I published this book. Never. And I used to work down there all the time. They put the word out, don't hire her. So
Just
you
like
could be blacklisted.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Oof.
for this book in Montreux, Switzerland, where I went many, many times, Quincy Jones gave me a 45-minute interview.
Ooh.
Now, if you think you special because you interviewing me, I had a 45-minute private, nobody else but he and I.
Wow. Oh,
And
wow.
he is in my book
Yeah.
explaining why Black jazz musicians use heroin.
Whoa.
So you got to buy the book to find out.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, how did this was about my 5th or 6th book. My first book is called In Pursuit of a Melody. And I started writing my own book because I had written a book for a gentleman whom I met in Germany, but was living in Atlanta in College Park. He owned a furniture store. His name was Lieutenant Colonel Nathaniel Perkins. And he coined the term Homeland Security.
What? Oh, wow.
For the IT department during the Gulf War in Afghanistan. So I wrote his book. And from writing his book, I learned how to compile and how to upload onto lulu.com. So if you go to lulu.com and put in Joan Cartwright, all of my books come up in hard copy, soft copy, ebook, and whatever else. Format. Okay, let me take a breath.
I mean, you definitely are highly favored. You know, people say that a lot, but you really.
It's been incredible. And it's not over.
You know, real.
This was the first Music Woman magazine that I published.
Wow.
This woman, Galen McKinney, is the daughter of, I think her father's Charles McKinney, a pianist in Detroit. She was Aretha Franklin's last drummer. Okay. And so I published this in 2019, and I never knew where I was going to get the money to do it. But in the last 3 years, for our 5th, 6th, and the 7th edition, because it's only annual, we have an angel who donated $10,000 a year for me to publish the magazines. And this is the last one. This is Dr. Donna Singer, who is a singer from upstate New York. And she raised $1,100 to be on the cover.
Oh, okay.
So now we have a contest that if people want to be on the cover, they raise money, and whoever raises the most money will be on the cover in 2026. The second person will be on the back.
Oh, smart.
The third person will be in the front cover, and the fourth person will be in the back cover.
I love it. I love it. Very ingenious.
these two ladies, girl, you got to figure out how to get money, okay? You know, Black women have done so much with so
Yes.
little for so long
Yes.
that they can do anything with nothing forever.
Yes.
Okay.
Oof.
Now, these two ladies, this lady was one of the reasons why I started Women in Jazz South Florida. She's a very famous jazz bassist that was with the group Defunct.
Okay.
Okay.
I heard of them.
This lady is from South Africa. She
Mm.
is the international president of our organization. And both of them participated in the first, and I can't say annual because we're not annual,
Okay.
because we didn't do it this year. We did it in October. Music Woman Festival in East
Oh.
Point, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
And the mayor of East Point, Georgia,
Wow.
Deanna Holiday, gave us a proclamation for Music Woman Day, October the 19th in
Mm.
East Point.
Wow.
We also have Music Man magazine.
Okay.
This is
Wow.
Pieces of a Dream from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Who studied with my piano teacher when they were 11 and 12. And I was young. I was in my 30s. And my daughter was like 11 too. So we put them on the cover this year. That is the beauty of what you and I do.
Yes.
We have license, creative license. We're
Right.
not golden to NBC, ABC, CBS,
Yes.
none of that. We do our own thing.
Yes.
So I did Blog Talk Radio from 2008 until 2024 when they shut down.
Wow.
And I took some of them and made videos and put them on YouTube. One in particular is Jeannie Cheatham. Jeannie Cheatham is the wife of Jimmy Cheatham, a trombonist that used to be with the Ellington Band.
Wow.
But Jeannie is a composer all her own, and she wrote the song and the book, Meet Me With Your Black Drawers On.
Oh, wow.
Which was my signature song for like 20 years. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That people
I
don't
made
remember that.
so much money singing that song.
Yeah, that was a smart title.
And it was because her husband, Jimmy, said, well, what do you want me to do? And no, she said to him, well, what do you want me to do on the phone? He said, meet me with your black drawers. And she wrote the song. And you can go to YouTube, look at Jeannie Cheatham singing, Meet Me With Your Black Drawers On. Now, I'm going to transition to another thing, because on our website, which is the acronym that you see, wijsf.org.
Yes.
You'll scroll down and you'll see the Jazz Women Directory.
Yes.
I have 100 women who mostly are obscure. Most people don't know these women, but they start with Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, Alberta Hunter, Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald. Did you know, you heard about Cab Calloway?
Yes.
Did you know that his sister, Blanche Calloway, was also a big band leader? No. Did you know that Louis Armstrong quit Jelly Roll Morton to go work with his wife? And then I just got a brain, it'll come back around.
Wow.
Lil Armstrong. He quit Jelly Roll Morton to go work with Lil Armstrong's band.
Okay.
The famous saxophone player, Dexter Gordon, he wrote music with and for Melba Liston, who had a 16-piece all-women's band that I somehow walked into a room and there they were. I don't know how I get to these places.
Wow, just totally amazing.
Don't ask me because I don't know. Okay. But I have been with almost every notable jazz musician that you could think of, from Miles Davis.
Wow.
Okay. Dizzy Gillespie. I wrote lyrics to Tune Up by Miles Davis, A Night in Tunisia by Dizzy Gillespie, Blue Bossa by Kenny Dorham. And you could go on YouTube and hear all, not Tune Up, but so I got to take a break again just because it's a lot.
Is there anything you haven't accomplished on your bucket list? Wow.
And I'm telling you what I'm about to do now.
Okay.
I will be a millionaire before the end of this year, but it won't be from music. It will be from affiliate marketing.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm studying right now to be a professional, and I teach social media strategy at Southern New Hampshire University.
Get out of here.
But I haven't made any money off of it. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait.
Right.
Stop the presses.
Stop the madness.
Stuff. And I'm not making any money off of it.
Yeah.
What is happening? So I signed up with Invisible Affiliate Systems, Adam Charrington. And I'm being coached. And I just started on Saturday. But I promise you, by the end of this year, I will be a multimillionaire.
Oh, I mean, as much wealth of information you have and wisdom and knowledge, there's no way you can't obtain that. Definitely. Yeah. It's just so amazing.
I'm back in Atlanta with my daughter in our mansion.
Yes.
And then I want Coach Stephanie to be my coach for publishing and distribution, because distribution is the key. You can have all of these great books, music, artwork, okay, but if you don't have a distributor, and we as a group of people have been blocked from distribution.
Yes. Wow. Woo. Yes, let's go to work. Let's do this. I can't wait. And I mean, I'm just curious. So are you retired from music, or why are you changing? Why are you shifting?
Okay. So in 2014, I was living in East Point.
Okay.
I had been there for 3 years. I had just finished writing my first book, In Pursuit of a Melody. I get a call from my girlfriend in Dallas. Joan, would you like to go to China to sing? Wow. I said, yeah. No, that was in 2006. Wait, I'm getting these stories mixed up. So I went to China. I sang in China at a place called Cigar. CJW, Cigar, Jazz, and Wine.
Okay.
I almost died from inhaling cigarette, cigar smoke in this club. Yeah. But I made it through.
Okay.
Went to Japan and I sang there. Came back to the States. Went back to Florida. Sang. Wound up on a cruise ship in 2014.
Wow.
Hated it.
Oh, hated it? What?
Hated it.
Oh my gosh.
I did about 80 to 88 shows in a month.
Woo!
And I figured out the money that they were paying me, I was making about $80 a show.
No way.
Wasn't making no money. But I did the complete West Caribbean and East Caribbean twice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The band that I had, they were much younger than me.
Okay.
And they didn't know the songs from the Great American Songbook.
Right.
So I really wanted to throw them overboard, rescue them, and then throw them back overboard. That was how I wanted to unalive them twice in the same hour. I fish them out.
Oh my God.
They didn't know any of the music. And rest his soul, the bass player is gone.
Okay.
So I promised myself, when I walk off of this ship, I'm not doing this anymore.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I'm not entertaining people. I'm not singing. I'm not being a band leader. I'm not booking gigs. I'm not promoting. I'm doing all of these things and I'm making $150 a night. Come on. No.
Yeah.
You know, I had a press book this thick. Press book. I had 30 journals, 33 journals that I wrote my book from. 33 journals like this. Because I write every day. I write what I do in my journal. Okay.
Beautiful.
So that's how I was able to write my book and be precise about what I do and where I was and who I was with and, what language I was speaking at the time.
Wow.
Because I was in 8 European countries.
Woo, I can imagine. Wow.
But I've been on 5 continents in 20 countries. I sang for one of the 7 presidents of Switzerland. I sang at Blenheim Palace in Woodstock, England, with the Duke of Marlborough.
Look at that.
For the Duchess of Kent.
Wow.
Okay.
Woo. I mean, you definitely, you should have a documentary. You really should. I should see that on Netflix or something.
This is it. My brother did one too. And
yes. This
people,
is serious.
I just told my own son, who has a podcast on cannabis. And he said, Mom, I need to interview you.
Yes.
And I said, have you Googled me? This is a person that came out of my body.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Listen, he Googled me 2 days later. He said, Mom, I have spent the last 2 days clicking links.
Wow.
He said, I never knew you did half of the stuff that you've done.
Yeah.
This is my child. Yeah. This is not my producer, my publisher, my boyfriend.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I had 4 ex-husbands. So, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, next part 2. Wow, you were just mommy.
I was just mom, right? But when I became a doctor, I was Dr. Mom.
Yes.
They had to call me Dr. Mom for the first year. That's it. That was a trip. Yeah, becoming a doctor.
So, and my last question to you is, what made you pick the story that you chose to write in The Power of 33? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, I was part of another anthology by Dr. Joy Vaughn on resilience.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, being able to fall down and get back up. And there's a song called That's Life. That's what the people say. You're knocked down in April. No, you get up in May, whatever, But my daughter was invited to be a part of this, Mimi Johnson, who has partnered with Shantae.
Okay.
And she was at our event also.
Oh.
Say her name, Shantae.
Shantae Lene.
Lene. Okay.
Yeah.
So my daughter said, no. You don't want me, you want my mother. And that's how I came to it. I mean, she just said, Mom, I sent you this link. Go fill it out and do it. And so the first sentence that I wrote was at 77 years old, and now you know how old I am. I am beginning the second volume of my memoir. So actually, these pages will be in the second volume of In Pursuit of a Melody.
Awesome.
But it's really now in pursuit of my dreams, you see, because the melody lingers on. But yeah, these are my babies right here.
I love it.
And I'm looking for investors because I want to keep it in the family, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Because our culture has been appropriated and misappropriated by everybody else on the planet. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to a Japanese kabuki festival?
I haven't.
Have you ever been to a Mexican hat dance festival?
Yes.
Oh, she has. Okay. Well, do you know that there's Mexican jazz? Do you know that there's Russian jazz? Do you know that there's Eskimo jazz?
Wow.
Okay. Wow. And I'm like, wait a minute. Jazz came. First of all, the blues is the tears of a Black woman whose husband is not coming home because he's either face down in a river, shot to death, hanging from a tree with his testicles in his mouth, or headed for points north, never to return. That's what the blues is. The blues is not the Rolling Stones. Right. The blues is not John Lee Hooker.
Yeah.
The blues is the tears of a Black woman whose children have been sold into slavery. Yes. After she was raped by the slave owner to make those children to be sold into slavery.
Yeah.
That's what the blues is. Yes. So don't tell me that this music didn't come from Black people.
Yes.
It didn't come from Africa either. It came from the Black experience in America.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you don't want me to go on because I will read my history book to you.
Wow.
But
this is crazy.
I am the Angela Davis of jazz.
Wow.
If you had to ask me, who am I? And I met Angela Davis, and I was arrested for her 4 times the same week that both of us left New York in 1970. And both of us had a big afro, had glasses, fair skin. She got the gap. I don't have the gap. Mine are crossed over. That's how I know I'm not her. And we were both with a very dark man who looked like hippie. They took me into the police station in Tarpon Spring, ran my fingerprints. That's how they found out I wasn't her. But the fourth time I was stopped by police, they put an article in the Fort Lauderdale News, which is the Sun Sentinel right now. And several years later, she autographed that article.
Wow. There is so much history to you. You need to have a couple of interviews. I'm serious. I'm serious. It needs to be a series. We definitely have to talk after the show. This is just crazy. I mean, oh my gosh.
But what I would love for you to do is interview Rita Graham.
Yes. Yes.
Who was with Ray Charles for 2.5 years.
Ooh-wee. Yes.
The Raylette. And she is the only Raylette that he produced an album on.
Wow.
And she's right there in Atlanta.
Okay. Wow.
And Rita Graham wrote the book Karma Rising. That is a murder mystery about reincarnation.
Oh, wow. Yes, that sounds interesting. And yes, I would love to interview her. Oh my gosh.
So I'll send you her information.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And I definitely have to have you come back. I really enjoyed this. This is just a scratch of the surface of your life. I mean, you definitely have a life just unfolded for you in ways that people can only dream of. And I'm happy to have met you and honored to have written your story, helped you write your story in this book. Oh,
I loved what you wrote. I love the way that you see. I'm a writer, and I teach college students who write like they're texting somebody. They put IMO. I had to go look up IMO yesterday. In my opinion.
Wow.
I don't know the acronyms of text. Wow. I know BRB.
Yeah.
LOL. LOL. But IMO, I had no clue. But I have to teach them how to write academically. You see. I don't know how I got to that. But anyway.
That's a big
so
task.
When you wrote, so what you wrote warmed my heart, the way that you did that. Now, have you written your own book?
Yes. I've been an author since 2012.
And what's your book?
Right here, the first book, because I've written a few. My first book is called Image is Everything. What does your image say about you? And I wrote it in 2012. It's still on Amazon. I wrote it in 2012 because I was at the Apex Museum in Atlanta, and my mentor, the founder, Dan Moore Sr., I was talking with him, and I was telling him, because that's when the reality shows were coming out, the Housewives, and I was like, that's a poor example for our young generations to see. And they calling each other the B word and throwing champagne on each other. That's it's not a good example. And so he said to me, well, what are you going to do about it? I used one of my speeches that I had. I was a keynote speaker at a graduation, a middle school, and I just expounded on it because I wanted to reach the younger generation, like between 19, 25. I wanted to help them avoid a lot of pitfalls, unnecessary pitfalls. And it took me across the country, and I just love what I do. So thank you. I appreciate that.
So I want you to take me across the country.
Let's go.
No, I've been looking for a publicist for 15 years.
Wow.
And I want to be able to pay you well.
Yes.
That's why I need multi-million by the end of the year, which is only 4 months. But I do want to wind this up. May I wind this up?
Yeah.
So I'll be 78 December the 7th. Wow. Everybody can cash at me Music Mom.
Wow.
Cash App Music Mom. I think that's what it is, but I'll get it to you.
Okay.
I will be, when I turn 80, I will have a studio outside of my house where I will paint clouds. I have thousands of photographs of clouds from airplanes, airplane view down to the ground. I will be the cloud empress.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I definitely want to help. I definitely want to help, and I'm honored that you asked me to help you. So I appreciate it again. I would love for you to come back. Do you have any closing words for this episode? Yes.
Keep your dream close to your heart, and your mind will know the answer. While your soul plays the chords, your imagination can be the dancer.
Ooh. Wow, that was beautiful. I got to hear that again. I got to play that again. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And again, I'm definitely going to have you come back if you don't mind. I would love to.
So when I come back,
Yes.
I'm giving you homework to think about.
Okay.
Where were you the first time you heard music? Don't answer now.
Ooh.
Don't answer now.
Wow. That's a great question. I couldn't answer now. That's a great question. Yes. Wow. That's a great one. Well, thank you again. And I look forward to our next conversation. Okay. All right. All right, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this conversation with Dr. Joan Cartwright. Oh, man. Just history, legend, a legend. We definitely have to give our legends their roses while they are alive. And I am honored to have met her, and I love what I do. So I want to thank you all for joining us. Excuse me. I hope you all share, hit the like button, and make sure you check out her website, which is www.wijsf, as in Frank.org. Thank you all for joining us on the episode of Beyond Boardroom Business Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Stephanie. And until the next time, stay prayerful, stay purposeful, and stay powerful. Peace.